Hey all, welcome back to my channel, Neighborhood Go-To Guy. Today we're going to work on this Agri-Fab melon vac. But the problem's not with this. It's with the Briggs & Stratton 5 horsepower. It's taking up a lot of space in my garage and I'd like to get it out of here. I can get it to start and then get it to start and run on half choke, but once I crank it up to wide open throttle, it cuts out and stops. So what does that tell us? It's starving for fuel. So I'm going to take it apart, check out the carburetor, and see if we can't find the problem. First thing we're going to do is take the air filter off. I'm going to take one screw out here and one on the other, and I've already unscrewed those. Then take off the filters. Once we've done that, we're going to remove these 4 bolts. Now this filter and this part here, it's not the cleanest, so I went ahead and started up the engine, and it still did the same thing, so I know we got to dig deeper. I'll go ahead and take the cover off, set it aside. Here's a quick little tip. Keep everything organized by keeping it separate, nice and neat, and take pictures. That way if you forget, you can go back and take a look at the pictures. And one thing I like about this carburetor, it sits on top of the fuel tank, so we don't have to worry about draining the fuel. First thing I'm going to take out is this 5/16 bolt on the side. Once we take that out, we can take this bracket off right here and disconnect some of the links. Next, I'm going to loosen this bolt here and take it out, and that's just so we can get the carburetor out. And we'll begin to loosen that and take it out with your fingers, that way we don't drop it. You do have to take this top link out of here. Now I removed this bolt already, that keeps the vent tube in check. There's 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And once you take those 2 bolts out, you can dip it to the side and then disconnect the link. Make sure you don't drop the screws. What I did was I shifted it over to the right and then used the inside bolt to screw into the outside bolt hole, because there's a wire back down the bottom. We don't want that to break off. Plus, it's right here, it's out of the way, and it's simple to put back. Disconnected all the linkages, go ahead and pull the vent tube off. Now we're down to the home stretch. We got 1 bolt on the top, 1 bolt on the bottom, and then we pull the carburetor off. Now the bottom one I broke loose with a 3/8. But luckily I remembered I got my T25 wrench, broke it loose. Now I took all the bolts out and it still won't come out. But then I looked right in the middle and there's 1 more screw. The last thing we got to do before we can pull the carburetor off is unthread this screw here. Now detach this linkage. Now be careful that you don't drop the linkage out. Keep it all together. Everything's detached. We can go ahead and lift this out. Be sure to have a tub or some rags around because this is going to get a little messy. First thing we're going to do is take the cover off this. So take these 4 T-screws out. And once you take the cover off, you can see how dirty the inside is. And this diaphragm is very old and needs replacement. And now we'll take our carb cleaner and start spraying on all these little holes that might be obstructed. And once we cleaned all that out, just reverse the steps. Now I want to come off as real as possible because, like I said, I'm not a professional. I work on this stuff in my part-time. It's something I like to do for some reason. I don't know, but I had to go back and look at the video and the pictures a couple times because this is kind of like the big leagues for carburetors. So I got all the links back. I went ahead and started it up and it fired right up. Kicked it up on the full throttle. No issues. I'm pretty ecstatic. I'm going to show you what it looks like now. I would say success. Now, like I said, I'm not going to lie to you. It took me about 2 hours to do all this. But the satisfaction you get when you fix something, it's uncomparable. Go ahead and click on the like button, comment if you want. Be sure to subscribe, Neighborhood Go-To Guy. See you next time.